or in that direction.
Yeah. Some people have seen soulmates in dreams and stuff. They are convinced this is the girl I'm going to marry, and you just blow them off like this. Yeah. Some pussy ghosts are very, very, very. They are coming for you. There's a Ghanaian counselor who had a dream about a Ghanaian musician. He made the professor know on the airwaves, and the musician got carried away. I mean, he was irritated. His family was also bothered, and he ended up in a police case. So eventually he had to apologize. And for myself, I was shocked because some Ghanaians are beginning to advise prophets now.
I think they are at the fringes of let's say the prophetic, and they think they know it all because of the fringes of experience that they have.
Everyone is claiming that they too are prophets. Some sort of, they know something, they've seen stuff, they've had so and so dream, and even they didn't announce it, they just prayed in secret. So why can't men of God also do stuff like that? There are some inventors. They were working on a project.
Okay.
They did not necessarily have a dream about what they were just working on, but they also had ideas.
Okay.
I mean, breakthrough ideas about a problem they were encountered. I mean, a problem that they encountered during their project.
Okay, so they thought about the problem so much that when they went back to sleep, they had an answer from.
An answer, exactly.
Yeah. So actually, unbeknown to them, they use a prophetic key.
And what is that?
Here we are talking about the divine. So long as they have a good personality, a selfless personality, they can attract a divine being to interact with them. Not long ago, I think it was just yesterday or so, I was, most of the time when I go deep in the spirit, I hear angels, they sing and all that. So I was deep in the spirit, and then I heard an angel singing, and guess the kind of song he was singing?
Something more like a secular song?
Yeah, it was a secular song, but guess what kind of secular song?
I think you told me Time After Time.
No, this is just recently.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, just recently. It's a reggae music.
Okay.
But at times, some of these realms, it happened, if I go very deep in this, actually before that very experience, I was taken to a vision, and I came back, and then I went back again, and I was taken to this particular one. So the first vision, I was taken into the spirit to prophesy to someone. I don't know the person, I was just taken, and I said, God is going to do this, bang, 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 and I came back. And so in this experience, you come back and your whole body is vibrating, the presence of God is so strong and all that.
Don't you think that there are some codes for the dream world too?
Of course, so that's why we'll talk about the principles. So the dream world is literally dealing with the spirit world. We are talking about entering into the world of spirit and how the world of spirit works. So basically, every dreamer has to first have his understanding of his natural experience being broken. So that's why at times most people will dream and then they are flying.
I was going to ask about that. But so I mean, when these dreams are expressed out there, like Ghana, for example, people start to look at you like you're crazy. But for me, I find that hypocritical because they themselves they know themselves that they also experience these things in their dreams.
Yeah.
But they're scared to say because they think they might be branded as witches or weirdos. There are those who talk about experiencing different timelines. It's more like as they are awake here, or they think they are awake here in this phase of life. This is one timeline they experience. Then they go to into their dream world. Then they experience another timeline. So last time you spoke about the fact that when you dream, it's about who gives you the message in your dreams, right?
Yeah, it's about who gives you the message in the dream.
And you're saying that just because somebody saw something in a dream and then it came to pass, or yeah, something of that sort. You said when someone had a dream and then it came to pass, that doesn't make them a dreamer or a seer.
Yep.
That thing really hurts some people's feelings.
Of course, truth hurts, most of the time when you tell people the truth, the reaction they get is more like a mental dissonance because they are not used to hearing truth or certain things told to them in that connection or in that direction.
Yeah. Some people have seen our soulmates in dreams and stuff. They are convinced this is the girl I'm going to marry, and you just you blow them off like this. Yeah. Some people see ghosts are very. They are coming for you. Anyway, so when it comes to dreams, normally we say that it is what we do day to day that we find in our dreams. Recently, there was a case in Ghana. I don't know if you heard about the counselor who got into.
Yeah, I heard about it. It was very funny.
Exactly. So,
actually, the guy got encouraged to give the prophecy that he gave openly because he said he had a dream, he saw something, and then it happened. I don't know whether it was a bomb or something like that. I don't know. It was something, a disaster that he saw.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he said that it happened. So because of that, so because of that, he said he didn't want to play with this one too.
Yeah.
So that's why he came out to come and give all the prophecy about, the music artist.
Exactly, but you see, after the whole police incident case, so for those of you who don't know how it's occurred, there is a Ghanaian counselor who had a dream about a Ghanaian musician. He made the prophecy known on the airwaves, and the musician got carried away. I mean, he was irritated. His family was also bothered, and it ended up in a police case. So eventually he had to apologize. And for myself, I was shocked because some Ghanaians are beginning to advise prophets now. Now the part that shocks me, And there was one guy.
I think they are at the fringes of let's say the prophetic, and they think they know it all because of the fringes of experience that they have.
Everyone is claiming that they too are prophets. Some sort of, they know something, they've seen stuff, they've had so and so dream, and even they didn't announce it, they just prayed in secret. So why can't men of God also do stuff like that, But you see, there was one guy who said that just because you have a dream doesn't mean that it is real, because normally we do a lot of things during the day, and it is our day-to-day activities that make way into our dreams by virtue of those activities being recorded in our subconscious.
Yeah, so the subconscious then plays it back when we sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to know, is it just that your day-to-day activities recorded in your subconscious play back in our dreams? Or sometimes the dreams that are connected to your daily activities can go in a different direction? I ask this question because there are some inventors, they were working on a project.
Okay.
They did not necessarily have a dream about what they were just working on, but they also had ideas.
Okay.
Breakthrough ideas about a problem they were encountered. A problem that they encountered during their project.
Okay, so they thought about the problem so much that when they went back to sleep, they had an answer from.
An answer, exactly.
Yeah. So actually, unbeknownst to them, they use a prophetic key.
And what is that?
Inquiry, prophetic inquiry.
So you were saying that it's the type of spirit that shows you, or the being that
That determines the gravity of revelatory experiences.
somebody will say that, but these guys are not Christians. So what being is? I think that's where we got to during our last, podcast, and we were like we had to spend time to discuss about discernment of spirits.
Discernment of
Because that's a
spirit.
whole separate
This is
stuff
a whole
together.
separate, yeah.
But just in passing, someone might ask, well, what kind of spirit would talk to a person? That person may not even be a believer of Christ or so.
So that's where soteria now comes. You remember the conversation we had on salvation? That because someone is not a Christian, everything that they do is diabolic or evil in essence.
Yep.
But if we go in that direction, I don't think we are being fair to scripture. So it is more like what Peter would have a dream, and then he will see a vessel, and then it's filled with so many kinds of food, and then he's told that he should eat, and then he tells God that it is unclean, and God said what he had sanctified, let no man call unclean. Then the question is, when did God sanctify the unclean animals? Where? At what point in time did God sanctify them? Say what God had sanctified. So when did God sanctify them? So when you read Genesis, we understand that God sanctified the seventh day, or God sanctified the creation in the seventh day. So basically, creation is sanctified by God. Every human being is sanctified by God. Actually, it wasn't about food, it was about human beings. So meaning that it doesn't matter, who the person is, so long as they have the propensity to attract a certain type of spirit that could be diabolic or divine. Here we are talking about the divine. So long as they have a good personality, a selfless personality, they can attract a divine being to interact with them.
I see.
The idea of morality, when you start, tapping into the spirit world, the idea of morality, at times, if you don't take care, you think that, a lot of people confuse morality with holiness, but it's not the same thing. Morality can be interpreted based on a certain culture, For example, because of where you come from, some things that you do can be considered wrong. Yeah, so in that direction, you might take that to be principles or the basis of holiness, but it's just a moral conduct, which is
exactly.
So let me give you this as an example. Not long ago, I think it was just yesterday or so. I was most of the time when I go deep in the spirit, I hear angels, they sing and all that. So I was deep in the spirit, and then I heard an angel singing, and guess the kind of song he was singing.
Something more like a secular song?
Yeah, it was a secular song, but I guess what kind of secular song?
I think it told me Time After Time.
No. This is just recently.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, just recently. It's a reggae music.
Okay, but is it one of the Bob Marley songs?
No. Lucky Dube.
Oh, okay.
Remember Me.
Remember Me?
Yeah. So I was like, why is it? Why is the thing giving me that, So I actually didn't know the lyrics, but I was hearing it, just the first line. It's not the other one, just the first line. So he was singing over and over and over. So I came out and I was just hearing this. So imagine you have a being, a divine being, it's now using something you consider to be morally wrong to give you a divine message.
All right.
Yes, and actually he was teaching me about the fatherhood of God.
Interesting.
And that is not a very, quote unquote, something not weighty. That's a very weighty mystery. He was teaching me about the fatherhood of God and all those things. So imagine a divine being teaching you the fatherhood of God with a reggae music.
See why they say Jesus from God? Yeah.
And it's not a song that I subconsciously I like. No, I don't like sex songs. I'm not a fan of that person either. But some way, somehow, that's what I'm hearing.
Sure.
Yes. And the song is perfect. Actually, when you listen to the first line of the song, it talks about, the title of the song is Remember Me. And then it talks about, I don't know if I think I screenshotted it. See, I screenshotted it somewhere here.
Remember Me.
Yeah, by Lucky Dube. Yeah, let me
Do you
find.
remember me song? I remember it's a South France song. But...
Say, Daddy, wherever you are, remember me. In whatever you do, I love you.
Oh, I know the song. Yeah.
So it was about a father who leaves to the city to make ends meet so that he can come and take care of the children.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the funny thing about. So we are talking about how that these beings, see, when you start tapping into that world, morality is redefined. So just like someone is not a quote unquote a Christian, but he can hear from maybe a highly divine spirit, in the same way, they can use certain things you consider to be unclean to communicate with you. Yes.
All right.
So in that context, how are you going to receive it? So this is a message he is giving to me, you know, and this is a message of my spirit that he is explaining to me. Okay, so wherever you are, which is heaven, whatever you do, which is love. Okay, and then it talks about how that God should remember him. So that is mercy. So if you understand the Jesus prayer is always calling on God to come and help.
Yeah.
Call on God to come and help. Say, Lord Jesus Christ, come and aid, have mercy on me. But actually, the actual prayer is Psalm 70, which talks about that God should speedily come and save him. So it's just like a father who has traveled and he should come and then help you.
Yeah.
Yes. And then most of the time when they also engage me with like that, the date is very important. So you will find out that today's date is, I think, 8 is August, 5th is...
5th August.
Yeah, so...
5/8?
Yes, 8 is Christ, 5 is grace. So he's talking about the grace of Jesus Christ. So that is the same Jesus prayer where we call on the grace of Christ. So this is a divine message they are giving to me about a certain mystery, you know, and at times it's personal, so I can't share everything. So basically, you know, and the funny thing is that at times some of these realms, it happened, if I go very deep in this, actually before that very experience, I was taken to a vision and I came back and then I went back again and I was taken to this particular one. So the first vision, I was taken into the spirit to prophesy to someone. I don't know the person, I was just taken and I said, God is going to do this, bang, 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 and I came back. So when I woke up and I went back to sleep again, I was taken to this very thing. So most of the time, and so in this experience, you come back and your whole body is vibrating, the presence of God is so strong and all that. So now the question then becomes, in a very heightened experience with the divine, you are hearing a reggae music. So right now, if you see a reggae music, how are you going to respond to it? Is it what makes it secular? Because an angel uses it to give you a message. What makes it secular? So when we talk about the realm of the spirit, especially like we are talking about the dream world, at times certain symbols can be used that might even go beyond your understanding of morality and all that. So that means that it is in mysticism that certain things in our theology becomes corrected. So here is someone who thinks that, you know, because the lucky people probably is not a Christian.
Sure.
But angels know the song and they use it. So how are you going to...
I think we should discuss this on a podcast for music.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Exactly.
I just felt to drop it in because we are talking about understanding morality.
Sure.
Yes. So it doesn't matter if someone is quote unquote born again or not born again, so long as the person is willing and it can be used. So long as this music has a certain lyric. And actually, if you read the writings of Paul said the Cretans are always liars,
Exactly.
as said by their prophets.
Yeah.
But actually, if you check it, it's their poets. So this guy is a poet. But in spiritual terms, he's a prophet.
I see. So
see?
just like how, you know, according to some cultures, they may have a set of moral codes.
Moral codes.
Don't you think that there are some codes for the dream world too?
Of course, so that's why we'll talk about the principles. So the dream world is literally dealing with the spirit world. We are talking about entering into the world of spirit and how the world of spirit works. So basically, every dreamer has to first have his understanding of his natural experience being broken. So that's why at times most people would dream and then they are flying.
I was going to ask about that. But wait. When you fly, they say that, okay, so see, if a child just wakes up and says, Mommy, I had a dream. You didn't believe what I was doing. I was flying, so wonderful. And the child is so excited. Something excited. Then, I don't know about other parts of the world, but in Africa, you are told that, I hear. The next thing you know, you are taken to some powerful deliverance minister. They are praying for you because they believe you have been initiated into witchcraft.
At times, some people. That's why I say that. So this is where discernment now comes in.
Exactly.
So if discernment is not handled well, it becomes superstition. So it is a clear superstition where it is insinuation without truth. So they insinuate things, but they don't have truth. You see, so it's sad though, but most people at times hear certain dream experiences of people, and all of a sudden they call them names, they call them they are like that, but it's not something that we should encourage.
Because look, we all have had interesting dreams. I've talked with some people about their dreams and things that they shared with me, bro. So there are some supernatural abilities that one can gain in a dream. Like what you mentioned, flight. You can fly like Superman. And also, you could have the ability of traveling at a very fast rate. You could also be underwater for several hours. Some people could be under. In the marine world, like for countless. It's more like they live there. And also, there are dreams where you find out that the environment is mind-bending, and the reality thereof is warping. It's like different elements of the dream blends in, some from even the physical environment into the dream world and all that. It's kind of complex, but in a way, it's kind of harmonious. Yeah. So, when these dreams are expressed out there, like, Ghana, for example, people start to look at you like you're crazy. But for me, I find that hypocritical because they themselves, they know themselves that they also experience these things in their dreams.
Yeah.
But they're scared to say because they think they might be branded as, witches or weirdos. Around in Ghana, everything is demonic, everything is devilish, everything is witchcraft or something.
I think it's like I'm saying, it's the lack of revelation, lack of truth. Or most people don't understand where these things are, coming from. Yeah. So basically, I think we need education.
We need education, sure.
Yeah, we need education because to be able to even come to a point to know that whatever you have in a dream experience can be connected to reality is also another thing. You see, because you can see so many things, but it doesn't mean it can be connected with reality. That's another thing.
Yeah, the dream world is a whole lot of it's a vast area to explore.
Yeah.
Also very complex. It's in layers and it's and you can't even tell whether the layering is just in a horizontal direction or even in a vertical direction or whether even both, So there are those who even talk about experiencing different timelines. It's more like as they are awake here or they think they are awake here in this physical plane of life. This is one timeline they experience. Then they go to into their dream world. Then they experience another timeline.
So what do you mean by that?
So, I could be a professional singer in this real world. I have a wife and kids. I got a successful, career. I dream them. I live in a different country. That country is not even known in this world. Maybe say a fisherman there. I may be a bachelor there. In another dream, I could exist as a female with 19 kids and so on and so forth. So it's more like what we normally see in movies. I mean, Hollywood sci-fi movies like, say, the Avengers, they have alternate parallel realities that they exist in. And exactly. And sometimes people wonder whether there is a separation between life being experienced here in the physical plane, or whether the experiences that they have in the dream worlds are sort of linked to the life here. What do you think about that?
It's a whole complex situation
Exactly.
you are describing there, because that's why I began by saying that how do we even know that whatever is happening in the dream world is even connected with reality? That is the first thing we should know. And then here we are talking about dreams as a spiritual experience. Okay, so this is where someone has a dream, and it's not just dreaming of something that would happen, prophetic, but he is dreaming of something that is a spiritual experience because it has nothing to do with reality as he's experiencing now. So in that context, we have to look at the idea of reality and imagination, because just like you can imagine and then write stories, that's why I say that in the dream world, when we sleep, we are looking at the outer aspect of our faculties, imagination, memory, desire. Okay, so someone can have a dream and it is just an object of his desire that he's experiencing. Someone can have a dream, it's just his wild imagination. Someone can have a dream, it's just a memory that is locked up. And then we move away from that. We deal with the soul as it is. Now we deal with the soul as it is. We deal with the soul as it is within certain realities. And these realities at times can be linked to certain spirits. That's why I keep saying that you can never talk about dream experiences and avoid the idea of spirits. It's like, yes, because what you have to understand is that there is no way anyone can see the other world of existence without a spirit.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You can never, because they are the gatekeepers. So how do I know that? Let's go into our Bible. From Genesis to Revelation, there is no prophet that entered the world of the spirit and there was not a guide to explain to him.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
So at times, it is just that some people are aware of that guide. At times, some people are not aware of that guide. So, and the other things you have to understand is that, for example, dealing with dreams that deals with alternate, realities and all those, at times these can be psychic dreams of certain spirits that have hijacked your soul. At times it could be certain initiations which are links that you have created through your own activity that is wrong. So for example, what we call heaven can also be linked with the idea of this whole alternate experience. So for example, when you are, like for example, you are here in this world, maybe you have your own profession, you wake up, you go to that profession, but on the flip side, as it is, so are you in this world. So there's an alternate version of you that also lives a heavenly existence. And so you can have a dream and then catch up with that heavenly experiences, which is a reality of your spirit. But how come that your spirit is having that reality? Your spirit is having that heavenly reality because it is born again. So what is the born again? Initiation.
Okay.
So someone can sleep and then maybe go into have a marine experience, have certain levels of experiences, which is not imagination, because like I said, we have where it is imagination, we have where it is memory, we have where it is the desire. When it is within those frame of experience, when it's within those framework of experience, those ones are just self-induced and they do not carry any spiritual implication. They don't even carry any implication at all. But when it goes into the point of involving other spirits, where now your memory and imagination is recollecting, Okay, because anytime you go into a dream experience, your memory and imagination are just recollecting what is happening. They are not producing it. They are just collecting it. So whatever you are seeing, they are just collecting it, putting it in there. You see, but when they are producing the experience, you realize that you are the one creating the thing in your thought, in your imagination. Everything is under your own imaginative control. But when it is an encounter, an experience, your memory and imagination are just gathering the experience. You see, so when we are dealing with the dream as an experience, just like I'm saying, you got born again, now you dream, you find yourself with angels, you find yourself in garden, you find yourself with certain heavenly realities. But why is it happening? It's happening because you have been initiated. You have been linked to a certain reality. So some people have been linked with certain reality, and when they sleep, they go into those realms of experience. But because these realms at times are unlike this world, they consider it to be an alternate universe, an alternate reality. And maybe in that world, when they go there, at times some people who receive initiations into witchcraft might go into a world and then you see them and they are like kings. But when they come back here, they are not. But whatever is happening there, because there's a reality to it, it gives them a certain level of power or ability to manipulate physical experience. So at times, people that have gone in that direction, some of them, they can sleep and then in their dreams, they will cause accidents. They come back and the accident happens.
They'll cause it.
Yeah, they will cause it. So that is what at times people call witchcraft. Because they have linked themselves with certain spirits who do those things. So the spirit just take them into those experiences.
I see.
So when we talk about like what you're describing, alternate, it could be imagination and then memory and then, but there are times that if it is beyond just these psychic realms and it goes into spiritual experiences where it has relationship with reality. We are no longer dealing with something imaginative, we are dealing with something real. And that means the spirit is involved.
You know, it reminds me of a movie I watched. It's a Nigerian movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's called Living Bondage. Yes. So there was this, the main character was a young man. He wanted to be worthy. So he was employed in a company, and then the owner of the company once asked him, he took him on a vacation, showing a flashy life and everything, and he asked him that, do you want to be rich? Do you want a keys to wealth? And he asked him 3 questions, right?
Okay.
It was like a casual conversation just like this, and the young man was like, yes, yes, yes. He said yes to all of them. Now, to the young man...
So it's like saying, do you want to be born again?
Exactly, right? So to the young man, it happened in real time.
Yeah.
The next thing this man realized was he was in a place where he was being initiated into a cult. He had to, sell his soul to the devil and all of that. And, they cut his hand, he poured some blood, and there was a burn mark given to him on his back. But because it was painful, he screamed, and as he screamed, it happened that all of that experience of initiation happened to be a dream.
Yeah.
So he screamed and he woke out of the dream. Then he was like, wait a minute, I was talking to this man. The next thing I know, I'm dreaming. So he couldn't really tell whether
it was a dream or real.
He's saying yes to all those things were really... He couldn't tell if it was a dream or if it was something real. So he couldn't... But at the end of the day, he had been initiated through a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, man, how that really haunted him throughout his life.
Wow. Wow.
There are those who, have such experiences, but they don't really regard it at times when someone has, like, even when a child has a nightmare, she's being told that, oh, come on, just a dream and all that. So these things sometimes tend to be neglected.
Yes. I remember there was an issue of someone I was addressing, you know. So there was this one day I was having a prayer walk, and then I met a friend of mine. And then when I met them, the guy was complaining how that his junior sister was very stubborn, always rebelling in the house. So I look at the girl, I look at them, and I said, no, it is witchcraft. Then I left. I said, we have to deal with it. You know, so at times there are certain behaviors of children, at times it can be traced to that. But funny enough, the girl was explaining that when she was little, she used to have these kind of experiences with things like this kind of beings and spirit, but it wasn't taken serious.
All right.
It wasn't taken serious. Then later, the teenagers overshadowed her will and all that. They started controlling her. But it was witchcraft.
Unfortunately, to those who take it serious, live in fear concerning these things.
Yeah.
And in a previous episode, we discussed how fear, was not. Fear was about combination. I told you about the relative I had who was always, she was always accusing someone to be the reason why she is suffering in life. And I asked her that, don't you think, this subconscious fear may have created a construct, a mental construct that is always haunting your dreams, Exactly. So I think it goes both ways.
Yeah, most people handle such things, with fear because they don't have any tool to address it.
Exactly.
They don't have any tool.
That brings me to dream interpretation. I want to start with dream dictionary.
Okay.
Growing up, my mom has told me, let me tell you the story. So I had a dream when I was a boy of a young guy who had been gifted a very nice car. It was some sort of like, it looked like a Range Rover, very luxurious. So I was excited. I woke up and I told his mom that, hey, your son was given a gift of such and such a car. I thought, nothing of it. Hours later, the mom asked me that, Wesley, don't you think the car you saw in your dream signifies a coffin? I was like,
how does a car enter as a coffin?
How? It's a car. How is it a coffin? But she was insistent. And for her, I'm not sure if she said she was always pessimistic or paranoid, but she always looked at the negative side of things all the time, spiritually,
Spiritually.
So you have a dream, you are in school uniform, and you tell someone like her, or even my mom, you tell them such a thing, they will say, for someone like my mom, will say, oh,
backward in life.
Yes, if you wear a school uniform, you dream that you are moving backwards in life. Okay, if you have a dream that you have peed on yourself, it means shame. If you have a dream that you're eating, it means you're being initiated into witchcraft.
Then it means I have been initiated countless times.
Exactly. I mean, everything. So this is what I call dream dictionary. It's like people have defined meanings of dreams. Like if you see this, it means that. If you see that, it means that. If you see that, it means that. What's your opinion on these dream dictionaries, and are they even accurate?
No, they are not. And I keep saying, everyone should make sure that they write down their dreams. Most of the time, when I'm conversating with people and they are so much admiring the gifts of spiritual things and all that, I keep telling them that they have to always journal whatever they're experiencing. And I also add that if it doesn't make sense now, it will make sense later.
Why should they journal?
They should journal because at times, just because you saw something doesn't mean you have to understand it.
All right. Okay. Sure.
At times people think that once they have the dream, they have to understand it. It's not everything that you have to understand. At times, some things are given to you for a reason beyond just understanding it. So you just write it down. When you have the maturity, you will understand it. But when we are talking about dream dictionary, for me, I don't encourage people to use those things because I feel like dreams are like storybooks.
All right.
Okay, so imagine you take the middle of a storybook and then you read it and say, oh, I understand what the story is all about.
That's impossible. You have to read everything to get a context.
Yes, imagine you just pick the storybook and you saw Amma and you're like, oh, I know Amma from this storybook I read. I think it's the same thing there because it's also called Amma. So basically, you have to understand that every dream is tailored to its own context. And also it is tailored to the person who is dreaming it. So for example, let's just assume that what the angel was giving to me about the reggae music was a dream, right? And then I heard this thing and all that. And then someone will say that, well, it means maybe I'm going to be a father. Okay. So maybe God is telling me that I should put this right. See, but what I'm trying to say is that every dream is tailored to the person.
Yeah.
So I have a particular walk with God. I have a particular experience with God.
Yeah.
So based on the history, I know what this dream means.
Okay.
It is not just because of the thing I saw, it is because of the history. So I can have a dream and then I'll see a pencil. But I will understand what it means because in my history, in my walk with God, I have journaled certain experiences, which this thing has a context inside. Yes. It has a context. So once I see it, I know there's a context behind this thing I'm seeing. So that is the meaning. So every person has his own dream dictionary, and it is tailored to that person's journey. Yeah. So at times I keep telling people that God gives you dreams not just so that you will just dream. No, He gives you dreams to form intimacy. The whole essence of the prophetic is intimacy. So forget about you heard, you saw. That is in the early stages. I saw this. God wants to tell me this. But beside the speaking and everything, God wants to form intimacy. He wants to form relationship with you. So it is this relationship that He is yearning for. So at times He can give you a dream, but behind the dream there's intimacy He's looking for. So that means that if He wants to form relationship from intimacy and all that, you understand that communication is part, asking question is part, not having all the answers so that you would think, so that you would be always, inquiring, so that you be, trying to always know. You will always be in suspense, you try to know. So it's like He's pulling you, then you find Him, then He hides Himself. So anything, even whatever it is, a dream or all prophetic experiences have in themselves the essence of intimacy, God wanting to have relationship with you, not just speak to you. So if you understand it from that perspective, you have to realize that you can't take someone's prophetic language and use it to interpret your death, because that will mean that that person has the same level of relationship as you. But that is not the truth.
Exactly.
So we all have different levels of experiences with God. Yes. And so because of that, our dreams are tailored to that very particular experiences with God. Now, when I say tailored to our personal experiences with God, for someone who is not born again, it is tailored to their personal experience with their spiritual principles. Because dreams are not only given to Christians, they are given to every human being.
Exactly.
So every human being, whatever journey they are, within their own journey of understanding love, understanding self-discovery, who they are, the whole history, if they put together how this journey has been, whatever message that will be given to them is always within the context of that. Because it's a language. So the language is always something that is written in your soul that they are using to communicate to you. It's not something written in someone's soul. So you can't have a dream dictionary and say that you saw a cat, so this is the meaning. You saw a dog. So there's no.
You know, it reminds me, a few years back, someone spoke of, I was in his WhatsApp group page, and there was a post made, and then someone addressed eating dreams and having sex in dreams, and he was talking about if you have sex in a dream, it means that you have a spiritual husband. Or, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in that course of the text, he made mention of also seeing a snake in a dream, and he was like, he was passing a judgment that it was something negative. And he said, because in the Bible, serpents are diabolic creatures.
Okay.
And someone asked me that, all right, what makes you say that? And he said, because in the book of Genesis, it was the serpent that tempted Eve. Then that guy asked him that, so what about in the wilderness, where the Israelites were afflicted and Moses erected a bronze serpent
And the Hushtan
exactly on a pole, and everyone who looked at that serpent was healed.
was healed.
In that case, would you say that the serpent is also a devil? Yes, because in that case, the serpent was a symbol of salvation. So right there, he was quiet.
So that's why at times we have cosmic symbolisms in dreams.
Yeah.
And some of these cosmic symbolisms, this is where you're having dreams properly.
Properly.
Yeah, because in that sense, you're not having it within your own soul,
Psyche.
your own psyche.
Yeah.
Now you are tapping into dream as education, where dream is being used to educate you about certain realities of existence, certain principles of existence. So in that sense, most of the time, that is where at times an angel will have to then come and explain to you about the meaning of what you saw, because it is outside of your own symbolisms. So that's where Daniel was giving, the Bible said, and as for Daniel, God gave him understanding into dreams and visions. He was giving understanding. So dreams and visions are the language of God. So he was giving understanding into cosmic language. So that's how come an angel will come and write something. The angel didn't come for Daniel. The angel came for the king. But when Daniel went there, he could understand it, because that was a cosmic language. Every being, every spirit is speaking.
Are you talking about an incident where a hand ruled on a wall? Okay.
Yeah. So meaning that, so this is where you are entering into real prophetic experiences. This is where that's where you can even interpret other people's dreams.
I see.
Yes, because dream interpretation is not as simple as people put it. It's not as simple as actually. Dreams don't have one meaning that for every dream there are many ways it can happen.
All right.
Yes, and the one who interprets the dream has the power to create what happened with that dream.
Oh, can you shed light on that?
So let's say you give me your dream to interpret. If I interpret it this way, I can make however I interpret it to happen, even though might not be the real interpretation.
Oh, really? Isn't that some sort of prophetic power?
No, it's the power of dreams.
Really?
The dream world can create.
Even if that was not the original meaning and it's interpreted contrary to the original meaning.
That's why it's called dream.
Whoa.
When you want to do something, don't you dream?
Exactly.
So
imagine it first, or I did dream about it.
So a dream is a power given to a man to frame his future. So if you had a dream and I told this is the meaning, you believe it, right?
Exactly.
So when you believe it, haven't you created it? So that's why in the book Nebuchadnezzar said he won't tell any of them his dream. Because if he told them their dream, they would give him any interpretation and then create it to happen. So if they create it to happen, how will he know that whether the dream was the real meaning of the dream? So he said, no, he's not going to tell them. They have to tell him his dream and then bring interpretation.
Exactly.
Because if he told them his dream, they would take that dream, do whatever they will do to give him any interpretation, and whatever they say, it will happen.
And I was going to ask about the challenge he gave them that they should tell him the dream he had.
Yes.
Normally, you tell someone what's going on in their lives, and we call that the gift of the word of knowledge.
Yeah.
So, is this also some sort of gift of the word of knowledge? I mean, but applied to dreams?
Yeah, so that's where we have discernment of spirit can do that. Yes, so discernment of spirit, you discern the spirit. What things, what man knows the things of a man except the spirit that is within him. So if you can discern the spirit within him, you can discern his dream.
I see.
Yes. So that's why you look at someone and then you can dream what they dreamt. Because you are connecting with their spirit. You know. Okay. That's not the place for teaching these things.
When King Nebuchadnezzar said that he had a dream and the dream had left him, was he saying that to trick the wise men, or did he actually mean that he had forgotten about the dream?
That's why I'm telling you that he didn't want to tell them the dream. He could.